There's a couple of key functions. One is smart routing, another is shared functions, and another is they are offering an easy auto linking method. What this means is that the smart routing can search for groups of things that might be connected to the project versus having to have very specific super tag searches, and it allows more flexibility in the collection of that data, and in turn means that you don't really forget things. The next benefit is shared functions. For example, things like status, you can share it to an entire stream, and that way things like your tasks, to-dos and everything else that might require a status can share the same functions. The easy auto linking means that what you can do in your fields is reference entire streams, and therefore you can have minimal fields required. Streams have 5 different types. We have focus, which is all about the bigger picture and splits into ventures that are all time-based or work-based and pursuits on no timeline or personal projects. Execute with your daily actions, things like the tasks, to-dos and milestones. Events is your schedule, personal and professional. Gather is all about different resource types. So in this instance I've given you 4 starting points, which are materials, links, records and research. And reflect is all about time logging. Between these 5 stream types, you're able to direct your content in particular ways throughout the entire system and use them in a way that can scale functions across groups of super tags. The next thing to talk about is how color has an integral part throughout the system. We have grey super tags and grey icons, and these represent things which you are not supposed to be editing in. We have color super tags and colored icons, and these represent your operational tags and workable spaces. The colored icons are usually actionable direction, and they're going to progress you further forward throughout your system. Things like making it active or complete, they will be colored. Scratch pads and smart pads will have colored icons indicating areas that you can work, and search queries will be represented by grey icons, and these are representative of areas that you can go to find things, but not necessarily areas where you want to be inputting information in. So commands like making it active or complete, they will show coloured icons. Scratch pads and smart pads will also be coloured. This is giving you an indication of spaces where you can work, but also things that you can do. If it's a grey icon, it's going to be a search query, so it's something that you can go to have a look at and reference in, but it's not something you can create in. Grey super tags are often going to be part of the hidden structure. You will rarely see these super tags, but grey icons you'll see throughout the system. So the main mechanic for the entire schema is a drag and drop method for adding and removing items from the streams, the saving functions, the views. If we click into the streams themselves, but if we get these views, but if we actually click directly on the stream, we get this content block up on the right hand side, which shows us all tags that have no stream allocated. So the system is telling you what type of things we need to put in here. This is where we place all our colored tags. I have plenty of examples, use cases here, but because of the size of the system, I didn't want to include too many super tags, but you can flick through these examples at your own time and work out what you want to go where. But within those 5 stream types, this is how you add and remove things. So to double check that something is added, you can hover over it and you can see the streams that are attached. They will be named after the card. So what we do here, for example, is we can see that this has got nothing attached to it, and we can drag example into ventures, and now we can hover over and we can see that stream ventures has been assigned to example. And if we want to remove something, it's as simple as just delete, and you can see when you hover over this little item again, you get a notification and we see there is no longer an extension tag. Same applies if you want to go into something like execute. We can choose to add example as a task or an action, and we can add him down here and we can see stream actions is attached. or we can choose to remove it, and therefore it removes. It's as simple as that to manage your schema and to manage the streams and to work out what goes where. All these examples give you a good idea of the hierarchy of where things should be, but this is where all your color tags go. Nothing functional should come into these spaces.